what citizen artist means.
No.
Was that Sneaky Ellie? Sneaky Ellie was a citizen artist?
Well, why don't you just give the new citizen artist lowdown?
The citizen artist definition is like individuals who live, work, and play in our community and who believe in artistic connection. So it's about encouraging the idea that like you could be a nurse and you could like be an accountant and work at a restaurant or whatever, but still have a life as a professional artist. You know, just that like the more variety of perspectives we bring into the room, it's kind of more interesting. And the fact that like someone might be coming from the hospital or coming from school or like whatever, and then arriving and working on something is quite enriching, you know?
I think it contributes to the success of Yes because, well, it's kind of an unusual gift to have all of those parts of the community come together to do something, because you can truly tailor what you're doing to people's lives, because you're all coming together being like, well, this doesn't work for these people. It's kind of like when we throw charity golf tournaments for work and you're like, well, these people are always on vacation at this time and these people do this time. So you have a whole community perspective as to like what will work for you, and really diverse perspectives on what will work, you know, because everybody here is so good at what they do outside of this, but they're so incredible at this too. So yeah, I think it's really cool, a gift. It is a gift to be in, you know, in the community, but also an artist, and also, you know, the gift.
The gift.
Everybody wants the gift.
The gift.
Everybody wants the gift.
So it's unique to have the gift.
No, for me,
Yeah, like what does it mean to you? Yeah.
like with school and with like sports and everything else, it's like this is where I want to be the most, and like I almost center my whole life around like, oh, how am I gonna plan this? Like how I don't understand how I manage, but it's so fun that you don't even think of it as like, I have rehearsal today. I have rehearsal after school today. It's like I'm waiting for school to be done so I can book it to rehearsal and have the best time ever. Like it's, for some people right now, my age, they're like getting their first jobs, getting their own room.
Girl, you're employed.
I've been working for 3 years.
It's so fun to explain that like this is my job and like this is where I work, but it's also like these are my like really good friends and I'm just going to have a fun time and do what we're all really good at. You know what I mean? It's fun to do things you're good at.
If you're willing to balance this with school or with a child, it's like truly where you're meant to be.
It's so insane.
Because like that is the most mental times of your life.
During September, I just remember going up to Tessa and I'm like, how are you? Like I'd come in and you're still doing work in the dressing room and I go in and I do my schoolwork and we're just like,
I was
it's
like,
a great,
I feel you, because I was
great,
you, literally once, right? At Marymount specifically, which is not easy.
No.
And so it's like, it's really cool. But you know, but then like one of your teachers is like in the pit with you being like, I see you,
right?
you know?
So
it's amazing.
True,
it's
Brittany.
so cool. Brittany, Miss G, she's the best. I love when I go to school and then my teachers are like, so honey, I went. So honey, I went. And I was like, oh my God,
That's
did
awesome.
you like it? Like, are we gonna have this whole conversation right now at
During the
8:30 in the morning? Like, no, I got pulled out of class one day for my principal to be like, you do a lot of things and you're really cool. Can you tell me everything you do? We're gonna like have this conversation right now. I was like, oh, this is so great. Thank you so much.
Human excellence.
Right? No, it's
gonna give you one of those Hermione time turner things so you can go to all your classes.
You
and
would
all that.
deserve
That's a
one of
Harry
those.
Potter reference.
I would not go to class. I would go
I would not go to
yes,
class.
Harry Potter reference.
All the shows in one night.
What about you, Morgan? What does it mean to you?
I don't know. Well, here's the thing is that I don't, like, this is like what I do now, right? Like maybe in the beginning I was a little bit kind of balancing between school and doing this, and I had some, I think what you guys call them, Joe jobs, you know, on the side. But no, I've kind of fully committed to this like theater thing and to Yes and to, you know, stage managing and, you know, maybe production managing and like the technical side of things. Like that's what I do now. That's my career. You know, if you want to put a label on like what you do with your life, for me there is no other. You know, like I balance my nursing on the side. I don't do anything like that. Like, this is it for me.
not in a sad way. Like this is it. Like I'm here where I want to be. Yeah.
I wonder if like because you had the opportunity to be, you know, a citizen artist at first, like maybe that's what, I don't know. Did that help you make this now your full-time gig, or?
Maybe. I like to just like not overthink things. I'm like, the stars just aligned perfectly. Everything happened the way it needed to happen, you know? Some pretty terrible things happened at first, and everything just fell like bada boom, bada bing. And here I am, living the dream.
Booked and blessed.
Booked and blessed, yeah. And I love it. I like, you know, I've never really analyzed too much of like, oh, is it because I, you know, in the beginning was doing this, and then that led me to this? It just happened. It just happened, and I think my drive kind of like propelled that, you know, this is like what I wanted to do. And like I'm older too, like I went to school and then I dropped out of school and then went back to school. And like when I got into doing what I love, I was like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it well. And I drove the bus.
I feel like that's what being a citizen artist kind of like really, I feel like that you have to be that kind of person. You have to be a driven person to be a citizen artist. Like I'm a full-time parent, so it was like I was rehearsing during his hour naps, you know, and that's all I had to rehearse like every day. But you have to do it. It's like you have to be driven. You've got to do. If you're going to do both, it forces you to grow in ways that you wouldn't have grown before. You know, it's like you pack on the muscle like in your brain, and then you're ready to handle the things that are going to come better than you would if you didn't have the citizen artist experience.
And because I mean, artist inherently has responsibility with it, right? That word, we have responsibility, which we talked about a lot. But so I think, you know, the concept of being a driven person, citizen artist, it all works together because you have to believe in. You have to. It's not completely self-serving, right? Being an artist. There's a lot of parts about it that are pretty self-serving, but for the most part, you're affecting change in your community, right?